you untangling? Because we're
I'm like, yo,
it's cool. We're gonna miss it.
I'm playing Jumanji, bro. Look at this shit.
What a start.
This is some Indiana Jones shit.
Tangling the chords to get us started on this Monday morning, June 17th. What's up, everybody? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully better than mine on the books. We'll get into all of that and more with the NBA Finals today.
We should definitely start with that discussion, though.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Who's a table guy here?
Yeah.
Who are the table guys?
Who are the table guys?
I know you. Are you no longer a table? You're a table guy.
I do. I mean,
you're a table
I
guy,
won the most amount of money that I ever did at a casino playing craps. So I'll always like table guys.
You're a table guy.
I haven't played blackjack in a long time outside of what happened on Friday night. And I don't think I'll play blackjack at a casino.
See, I think I would have liked blackjack more until someone legitimately told me I have less than a 50% chance to win. Once someone told me that, bro, my whole view on table games was so fucked.
Just not enjoyable.
Maybe because I didn't try craps.
Craps
You know
is
what I'm saying?
craps is fun.
I like going to casino, nice little, play your FanDuel action, live bet. I love going to the casino and watching games and live betting because I don't get watching bootleg streams at the crib or even the fucking streaming app shit. I'm behind, bro. I love going to the casino and fucking live betting. But dude, I just get so pissed when I lose on the table. I get way more upset when I lose on the table than when I lose betting a game. Unless obviously it's the fucking Miami Dolphins versus Patriots, whatever the fuck it is. I'll be fucking pissed. But the shit that happens on the tables every 5 hands, no? 7-hand fucking blackjack 21 from the dealer. Like you said, the guy was playing 2 hands to your right and he's just fucking printing money and just fucking my cards.
Yep, and
you know what I'm saying? Because the day, and it's the worst too, because it's the days when it's you, just you can't buy one.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? It's just I feel that happens way more on the tables, at least for me, than anything else. And I just get pissed, bro. I can just sit back, relax, have some jack, lose some parlays. Well, fine. I just want to get to my final 2 legs. A little sweat. We can lose the $25. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I wasted 4 hours, watched a game or two. That's why I like the casino during football season too, because I feel actually, it could get bad during football season because you might want to be there all day, win and lose some. But I feel during football season, I'm kind of there for more of a purpose of actually games I want to watch and games I want to bet on and shit.
Just hanging out.
Player props, parlays and shit. This season during the fucking summer, going to the casino could definitely get dangerous.
Yeah, bad.
It could definitely get dangerous.
Because that's when you have to make the decision of, am I going in there to go watch some games and
Diamondbacks versus Padres? You know what I'm saying?
That's terrible.
What am I going to do?
Or am I going to go and play casino, actual casino games and table games?
Right.
And that's a decision you have to make, especially now, because we're 2 games away essentially from, getting into the slow MLB, WNBA, golf, which we will get into briefly. We have a new 2-time U.S. Open champion out of Bryson DeChambeau. Just have to talk about the likableness of him. And everything
someone
that
hit
he
a
said.
bet.
I did hit a bet, but I want to briefly start on this side of betting. I was thinking about this when I had a couple losses to start the weekend. This was Thursday night. And I was in the car on the way home, and I was just talking to myself, like I was sitting at a press conference. And while I was driving home. And the one thing that I was thinking is I was we should be able to have an interview when you lose bets. So you can talk about how you lost your bets and how it made you feel. How these guys lose a game. That's what I think would be so funny. You're just sitting there talking about your bet. I just thought it was a great read, man. And just didn't go our way. Shit like that. I was just trying to talk myself out of being down in the dumps of a bad call on, I forget what it was. It was WNBA. Had the Aces on a 5-game skid at -6.5. And they were up 93-90 with 1:16 to go. And somehow it ended 104-99 and they didn't cover. I'm how did you let them score fucking 9 points in the last minute? So I was just talking about that in the car. And we just need press conferences for losing bets, where you can just vent. Maybe this is the venting point because, you can just say it behind a mic. But yeah, for the U.S. Open, that was a sweat. I had a couple bets in.
Bro, I was sick.
On Friday night, I actually looked at Bryson DeChambeau to take on Thursday, and I didn't end up doing it. but I did take Bryson on Friday night. He was plus 400, and
Where was
ironically
he
enough,
at that time?
he was
He got first on moving day, right?
yeah, he was two back from Rory at that point, I believe, after the first round. No, this was after the second round.
Yeah, the second round.
So
He was like, I think he was like fifth or sixth. He was having, I think because he was like a little bit over par.
yeah, he
Nothing
was top
crazy.
5.
Yeah. Then he had that Saturday where he was fucking snapping.
Yeah, that was. I think I caught a decent price there. Yeah, so he was. That would be what 3. He was 4 under on Friday, and after Friday's round, and Rory was the same. 5. No, Rory was 3 at that point, going into round 3. But I got 400, and then what was funny about it is, Bryson was also plus 400 to be the third round leader, and then that 300 day almost looked like he was going to run away with it.
Oh,
He could have had been up 4 or 5 shots going into championship Sunday, major championship Sunday. What a gutsy shot. All the announcers talk about it, but anyone that golfs that's ever been in that situation of not a green sided bunker, and not a fairway bunker, but you got to play like a full wedge out of the bunker is what all the analysts said, and anybody that golfs has been in that situation. The hardest shot in golf, 55 yards away from the pin, has to find a way to go up and down. We saw his tee shots all day, and he wasn't putting himself in any help.
I was gonna say, as like just from a betting aspect, like because I'm thinking, I wasn't even thinking, I didn't have Bryson, so I'm watching it Sunday from just a regular playing aspect. Your signature part of your game is the driver, beefed up for it, all this shit, the club head speed, this and that. Sunday, Rory McIlroy is breathing down your neck, and you cannot hit a single fairway at Pinehurst.
Unbelievable.
He finds like maybe like 2 bad lies. Out of all the times he hit the fairway, probably 2 lies that it was like legitimately bad. Besides that, every time was fucking fine. To get to a point where I think he has a couple bogeys. I think he was 6 under before he gets to 8. I think he's in the bunker on 8. Gets up and down, fist pumps, yells at the crowd and shit. Like betting, you probably were fucking screaming, bro.
Yeah, I was.
Because that's all I was thinking that whole time was like, yo, if I have a Bryson ticket right now, I'm literally at my TV like fucking yelling. Because if you look at the dichotomy, because like we're gonna get to Rory, but I'm watching Rory play well. Maybe because I just don't like Rory, but I just something about like I just don't get the killer vibe from him. I don't get the vibe from Rory that he's about to go take the major. It seemed like it for a second though. Because he was getting to his bag on the back line when he was hitting a pure iron shot and like walked into it and shit. I was like, oh, I've literally never seen his Rory before. Like I wasn't watching in 2014, so I've never seen Rory act like that. So that's when I was like, oh, okay. Like, you feel me? Get to, what was it, 16? Where he missed a 2-footer?
It was the...
I think it was 16 he missed it.
Yeah, it was a 4-footer.
4-footer on 16?
Back-to-back bogeys there. And he had, prior to that, he had 4 bogeys in 5 holes, and then he had the par there on the 14th. So 4 bogeys in 6.
That's happening.
6 holes.
So that's happening, right? As a golfer, you're playing Pinehurst number 2. You are tied for the lead, right? You just came off of back-to-back whatever bogeys. You hit his 3 with all week, I think it was.
Yeah, but also we have to mention too.
And he takes his driver.
But then, yeah, he put himself into trouble on 18. But if you look back after the back-to-back bogeys where the 2-shot lead is now gone.
Yeah.
And he puts that on 17, the par 3, puts it in the trap, the green side trap. That still was a tough bunker shot.
Yeah.
And then he puts that to like 2 feet. And it's like, okay, well, he's in probably a good shot to at least give him, put in the fairway, maybe get a shot of birdie, and then put the pressure on Bryson coming into the clubhouse.
I thought for sure Bryson was going to have the birdie at least 17 or 18.
I thought he was going to have the birdie 18.
For sure.
And then Rory kind of gets a little bit of luck that didn't his second shot out of that tough lie.
Why is he taking the driver?
Yeah, and then you saw he had the sand wedge there, and he kind of had to punch it through, the little needle grass, and it obviously grabbed the club. It runs over that hump and doesn't go into the trap, which it looked like it was going to. And then still, that's a long up and down to get.
What masochistic thought as a golfer could you possibly have to not hit your 3-wood right there?
Right. But then,
bro, like, I'm like, can you try to explain? Like, I'm really trying to figure out, like, what could you possibly have been like? I'm about to rip driver here. I've bogeyed the God knows how many holes. You know what I'm saying? I need to at least par. What the fuck?
I think he just pummeled one down there, and then you could tell he was kind of turning on it, like he was hoping that it would come back, and it just stayed out there, and on that left side. But that chip up was a long chip up, and I know professional golfers.
That's a good shot.
That's
a great shot.
Like a easier shot for them, but that still was a very tough shot.
I thought, yeah,
very close.
Bro, he's right behind the fucking bush, whatever the fuck it was, or
Yep.
like the little grass patch. I'm chunking that. Like that ball's not going anywhere.
As soon as he
cut, I mean, he didn't chunk it, but
chipped it from that just off the green there, and it rolled up there. I'm like, all right, he's making 4, and we already knew at that point where Bryson's drive was.
I kind of was like, it's over.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, like
it's over. He's making par from there.
Yeah,
and then a 3-footer, 3.9 feet. And
we've talked about this plenty of times too. Like that is the worst putt possible ever. Aiming outside of the hole.
But
with
think
like
about
4
it.
feet.
Going into those 2 misses that basically we all know, we all can kind of confidently say now, those 2 putts, 4-footer and a just shy of 4-footer, cost him an Open Championship, which would have been his second 10 years.
At what's it called, right? At the Old Course.
Mm-hmm. And going into those 4-footers, 496 for 496 going into those 2, and those 2 were the ones that cost him. He had it. And it's not to say that Bryson like didn't set himself up to win, but he, with his tee shots, he missed a couple birdies that could have dropped.
Yeah.
Especially on the back 9. He really had that one. It was that par 3, the 15th. No, it was the 17th. He put it. That's what it was. It was the 17th. He got it over the hill. What a confident shot, knowing that he needed it coming off the bogey on the 15th, and it lipped. It just hit that left edge and stayed out there. And I thought that was going to drop, which would have given him basically it. Because I think if he had the birdie there, knowing where he was, I don't think that drive gets.
Does he drive because he's tied?
I think he was going to drive regardless.
After playing that whole amazing 3 days in a row using the 3-wood, maybe it was the win. I don't know what the fuck, but to me that was fucking insane. Like that's just mind blowing shit.
And watching,
I used to be a Rory hater. I'm kind of being conformed now to a Rory I don't know what the word would be. Like I'm empathetic for him. You know what I'm saying? Just from hearing about his run and how he wasn't won for 10 years, and I kind of made fun of him for the live shit, but he kind of did get fucked over by his commissioner. So I do kind of like feel bad for him now. Like. The Old Course one should have won that. LA Country Club should have won that. Then this one. And I think this is the worst one that I've watched since I've started like really tapping into golf. And the guy's playing incredible golf. Like for sure, probably the most consistent golfer in the world besides Scotty Scheffler. You know what I'm saying? If we keep Scotty out the conversation, I'd probably say Rory's number 2 for sure, clear. Maybe Bryson's in that conversation now. You know what I mean? But can this guy take a fucking major? Like, just take it by the throat. You were at the crib in the Open 2022. Like, perfect scenario. You and Victor Hovland, you're minus 16. I'm pretty sure Cam Smith was like minus 12 or 11 when they teed off. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could easily taken that one. I forget the LA. I think in LA he was tied for the lead, or maybe one back or something like that. Then Wyndham Clark shoots even par, wins it. Like, bruh, 4-footers at the U.S. Open, like, bruh. Like, I don't know what the deal, like, I don't know how he won, what they were, like, were they close when he was a young bull? Like, or was he just, like, running with the leads? Because I heard about the one matches where he, like, broke apart on the back 9. But I could be wrong. But if he won his early majors by, like, comfortable leads, maybe he won 1 or 2 tight, but if it was more so he was kind of, like, steamrolling the competition, maybe he just doesn't have the killer and to just go grab it. And it sucks because I think it would have been dope to see. Bro, they were rooting for, the commentators were like clearly on Rory's side, by the way.
Well, because
but I get it. The people were mad about it, but I kind of get it, bro. He's like people who've been watching golf for a while, he's kind of like, bro, like he's the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it, but I don't think he's going to ever do it, bro.
Let's put it into the other perspective, right? So, like, if Rory does make that 4-footer for par, technically just over 3.5 feet. And Bryson, let's just say, he would now know that he has to make par to force the playoff. Let's just say he does still make the par. Same thing happens, 55-yard bunker shot. They go to a playoff. who knows what would have happened then? Rory sitting in there knowing, hey, I technically have the lead. I have the advantage. Bryson's in trouble on the drive. If he finds a way to make 5, which is highly likely at this point, I can walk away with it. I'm at the upper hand now. And then let's just say Bryson makes the 4 like he did. Then, hey, I still have the upper hand. He had to scramble to make par and force this playoff. And now I'm sitting here in the clubhouse. You could see they had the cameras on him when he's watching from inside the clubhouse. But then after the bogey, he's sitting there. Obviously, you saw he was eating that little, energy bar or protein bar.
He was pissed.
And I think at least from his mannerism and his
that shot of him in the room watching was like, it was painful.
He kind of knew at that point there was no way. But then you see the bunker shot. I mean, I would love to know. He declined talking to the media. He left. He bounced right after.
That's fucked, bro.
His flight was in the air, like, not even 30 minutes after.
Is that not fucked? Like, I'm not trying to be a Bryson DeChambeau, like, dick rider, but he lost in a not as painful because he's not in a 10-year drought, okay, but pretty painful way, the last major. And he was the first guy to go congratulating Xander Schauffele. And people were saying it was a little different because they were saying Bryson did pretty much everything he could have did to an extent, you know what I mean? And Xander Schauffele just played incredible golf, which was very true. And they were saying that Rory kind of just folded apart, so it was the difference. But like, as Rory being like a veteran kind of PGA Tour, I guess, golden boy type he tries to be, like, bro, what?
But that's why it
like, you know what I'm saying?
It raises another question with Rory of...
You don't even talk to the media, though?
How he acted after that.
That's why I don't like Rory.
Does that, like, for him and his career and how these majors have gone and how these last big tournaments have gone for him, not being able to seal the deal and get the job done, does that go up there as the number one worst, worst finish, worst outcome for me in a major championship in a tournament? I missed 2 4-footers at a U.S. Open for a major championship. And I think, judging basically by how he kind of took it, where he just ran out of there, his flight was in the air by 7:30, not even 30 minutes after, but not even 30 minutes after Bryson makes the putt and then the trophy presentation starts, he's out of there. He doesn't talk to the media. Judging by that, I think you have to put that mistake as his number one greatest defeat of all time for him in his career. Just by how he kind of, he took it. He didn't handle it very well. And I guess from those mannerisms, he was right in the car right after. You could just see there was not really any kind of footage of his face or the front of him besides him watching it, on TV. You could just see the back of him when he was walking to the parking lot to get into his car, to get to, the airstrip to get out of here and get back to Jupiter. I truly think that this one's going to sting for a while, and I think he knows that this was my best chance to kind of get my name back on top, and I folded.
I don't know what the golf was looking like for him, and like, obviously he won the FedEx Cup in 2022. He's playing great golf. 2018 he won. Like, back in the day, 2014 he's winning majors. I don't know. Obviously he probably was playing a little better golf than this, but this is like, he's playing insane golf. Like, his driver all weekend was crazy. Irons fell off a little bit on Sunday, but were crazy. Obviously it's just the putting again, but like, I think there's a mental block there, bro. And I think he's old, seasoned, and a veteran. If you can't get over those mental blocks by this point, homie, and you needed like a blistering runaway win to get you a major, like, it seems like he's depending on someone to blow up when he's like, you know what I mean? Bro, because every time he's fucking like in 6th or 5th on Sunday, he plays like get incredible fucking golf.
I know, he was
you feel me? It's 100% a mental thing, bro. And it's sad to see the divorce shit. Like, I'm kind of like low key not rooting for him, but I'm like, damn, bro, we go get it. Like, bro, like, I'm not mad.
Well, they asked Bryson too.
But the shit, like, I'm not even that. Obviously not shaking Bryson's hand, whatever, is a weak move, but I just think not talking to the media was just like, You could have did the Bron, bro. Remember when Bron came in and everyone made fun of him because he came in with the fucking wrist brace. Then like he answered like 2 questions and got up and walked away. Like, at least he faced the music somewhat, bro. Because you could still control it. Not going to sit down was a weak look for me, bro. I mean, we'll bounce back.
Well, they asked.
Obviously, if he wins another major, especially the Open, everyone's gonna love him still. But it was a little weak. Yeah, it was definitely weak.
When they were talking to Bryson, he had some really good words to say for Rory, obviously, knowing that he's more of this kind of likable guy, especially knowing what he said to Xander when he won the PGA over him. And he's like, when I was looking at the scoreboard, I was like, oh man, Rory's kind of running away with this thing. Because he was. I mean, he was up 2, birdied 4 or 5, and then he gets the par. So birdie's 4 of 6, and there's 3 or 4 holes to go. It's in your balls in your court. And then he even said, it's tough. It was my day. It worked out for me today, but I still think Rory's going to win multiple majors.
So when he said that, me being the sicko I am, I think he you know what I'm saying? I think he feels the same way. I think he thinks Rory can win multiple. I don't think he doesn't mean that. I just think he in his head was like, damn, Rory, this was the one, bro. I shouldn't be even having to say this right now. You know what I'm saying? True. Type shit. You know what I mean? It's tough, Rory. I'm rooting for the guy to get another one, man, but I think it's a mental block, bro, and it's actually painful to watch.
But I think it goes to show, Bryson DeChambeau, the best thing for him was going to live, because he's able to create his own content. His YouTube projections are in the next 6 months supposed to pass the PGA Tour's YouTube.
That's what really did it, bro.
You really can see the personality.
People were saying because of Liv, since we don't see him as much, we kind of like him more. I think literally the fact that I've been seeing him on YouTube Shorts,
talking
reels
to the camera,
and I've been able to see so he posted. I think I told you about the video I watched when he posted the weekend of him at a major with his boys, and he was chilling with his boys and shit. I'm like, oh, they're playing Fortnite. He got a golf simulator in his crib, they fucking around and shit. I'm like, he's just a regular guy. Obviously, back in the day, there was definitely some douchey shit, the Bryson versus Brooks shit. There was a way you could have seen him for sure. If I was more tapped into golf, maybe I would have felt more of a way about Bryson for sure. I just think really the YouTube and just seeing, because these guys don't express themselves. No offense to Patrick Cantlay, but it's you know what I'm saying? I can't really get behind that too much. Xander being a great golfer, great guy. When I saw him on a Google video, I was like, holy fuck, I like Xander way more now, even though I already liked him. It's just a shit like that, being able to get these guys' actual personality. He might be a little bit of a dick, but maybe he's trying to figure himself out. He's a young guy. He's on YouTube. He's doing shit. He's good for people, doing shit for his boys, signing fucking kids' hats without fucking being asked, Bro, when he lost the PGA, he was doing fucking signings for just as long as he did when he won. You feel me? Little things like that, he definitely has gotten people's good graces. Liv was definitely the best thing for him. He would never be able to do this with the PGA Tour.
No.
And I don't know.
Well, even after the third round, he said to the fans, "Go to the other side of the range. I'm going to sign everything." Yeah. And he sat there and
for hours.
Signed everything. He was engaging with the fans all week long, all weekend long, and even to the camera too, making faces at the camera when it was on him. There's the clips of him eating his bar and he's looking at it. When he's walking up to a green and the camera's on him, he'll make a wink or a smirk or something like that. He's pumping up the crowds, raising his hands, asking for more noise. When he made a big putt, that big par save, he turns around and he's pointing and holding his fist up to the guys that were, everyone was obviously cheering, but there was 2 guys that were standing up behind him with their fists up. And I think he looked directly at them and kind of acknowledged them. So how he acknowledged the fans, I think, me personally, I definitely did a complete 180 on my outlook on him.
He definitely wasn't doing that before.
No. And I think now there's a lot of fans that did that 180 with him. And I think it also helps too that this season especially, he's competed so well in these majors that have gotten him a lot of that TV coverage.
Thank you said that, because he's the best American right now. Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy to say. Scotty will come back in the Open, and that conversation will change. But I'm pretty sure his last whatever majors were top 8, top 6, won this one.
Well, shout out the books, by the way. Talking about Scotty Scheffler, every sports book cashed out immensely this weekend on Scotty Scheffler.
I think Scotty's fine.
I think he's fine. I think, look,
he's been dealing with a lot. New kid,
but at the same time, bottom line, Pinehurst number 2 is not a course to go around playing.
So how do you feel about that course after watching it?
It's a great major championship course. I mean, it is well tested for the best players in the world. It makes, on some of these tournaments, some of the shots that these guys hit, it's unfair. But this course really just beat them down mentally. You could have a perfect shot, and somehow that's either going to find a way rolling off the back or rolling off the left or right side, or you put too much spin on it and it rolls all the way back and you got to chip up. When you thought you were going to have a 15-foot birdie putt, that's all the way off. You have to chip up and try to get a par save. Pinehurst number 2 played just like a major championship golf course should play. And you got to just give hats off to the way that Bryson, and, same with Rory, how he was able to play on a championship Sunday.
Bro, Rory hit a perfect fucking like 5-iron, 236, hit the green, and it rolled into the fucking pine straw. Like, that's fucked. You know I'm a U.S. Open stan, so like this shit was the only thing I'll say about Pinehurst. Where like you can't get too nitpicky, right? But like the little shit where it's like when Rory hits a perfect shot from 236 and it rolls off, like that is where I'm like, damn. But you can't. I mean, have your cake and eat it too. Obviously, it's kind of shit I want to see. That shit with Pinehurst was a little bit like, yeah. Like Xander hit one shot. I think he almost hit the fucking pin. 2 people did that shit. They almost hit the fucking pin and watched it just roll off the green.
Roll off.
But you can't obviously like, yeah, that's gonna happen. And without Pinehurst playing like that, there's no way we get that type of finish, at least as exciting. You know what I'm saying? With the shots, the stipulations, the putts that Rory missed. Obviously, his putts are probably way easier on different courses. So yeah, that's why we love the U.S. Open. Pinehurst definitely gave me a sneak peek into why some people do say when the scores are too low. But like, I thought that was very entertaining. Like, yep. I got to see it. I thought it was very entertaining. Like, I thought there was nothing wrong. Like, the couple shots where it was a little crazy, but bro, that shit delivered. I think the U.S. Open for the last couple times, at least the last few years I've been tapped in, for me, have been my favorite majors to watch. This one this year, unless the Open produces some wild shit, by far for me, it would be the best major to watch. U.S. Open is just fucking special. It comes to Oakmont next year.
You look at the Open just under a month
Oakmont's
away.
like the rough, right? That's like the whole thing with that place. That's just probably going to be sick too.
And you're just under a month from the Open Championship, where the top 3 guys, Scotty Scheffler are plus 500, our boy Rory McIlroy after the disgusting defeat at plus 650, and then our newest two-time U.S. Open champ, Bryson DeChambeau at plus 1100 are your top 3. I think there's going to be some sneaky Rory McIlroy bets at plus 650 just to hope that there's a bounce back.
Fucking horrible line.
But yeah, for that price,
disgusting line.
Maybe not. Finishing positions.
Nah, I mean, if you're gonna take it. But
like, yeah, top 5 for Rory plus 190 just went up. That's crazy. So yeah, just under a month away from the Open. We'll see if Rory can get a bounce back there.
Tony Finau, bro, we could put the ball a little better, bro.
I think he shocked a lot of people.
Bro, he could have won the PGA, and he put a fucker out of won this, bro. He's like right there, bro.
I think he shocked a lot of people.
Right there, bro. That's my dog. We gonna get one. Maybe next Masters we target Tony Fee, bro. He might get one.
I would like to start just how we played this weekend. I would love to start doing some finishing positions for Tony.
Tony Fee,
top 20, top 10.
Yeah.
Top 20 would have been a great bet for. I would never have seen myself top 10 for him.
Jordan Spieth was shooting like your score out there. He shot like 80.
Yeah, I thought after his first round, I believe he was even, or no, he was 3 over, and then he shot even. I actually did have a ticket for him. Yeah. Just because that's my guy, and I do that for every major. I thought it was going to be a little bit different, maybe have a little bit more of contention. Also, shout out to Sergio Garcia on a good major championship weekend. Didn't think he was going to be, I don't want to say in the mix, but in the mix.
You had to say his name.
Like, kind of surprised that we saw that out of him. Finishing, tied for 12th there at +1. Did not really think that was going to be the case. And then another one that kind of, not surprising, but happy to see his name up there. Hideki Matsuyama was nice to see there in a sole position of 6th at 2 under.
This is the last thing I'll say about this shit, but like, I actually thought after there was like 4 holes in the day one, I thought Tiger was legit going to be in the mix. Like he was. I think
that is because I never thought that at all.
Did you not see his first couple holes?
I did, and I just,
bro,
I didn't think it was gonna.
I was like, because I'm like, wait a second.
But just based on how the course was,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, he's hitting greens right now. I'm like, wait a second. He's not getting in like pothole bunkers or anything like that. I don't know how hilly this is compared to Augusta or Valhalla. That's kind of what was going through my head. I'm like, if he's hitting greens and shit, I'm like, wait. If he was not fun. If he just has to hover around like even par, -1, -2, I'm like, wait, he might be in contention. And then it just went down the cliff.
Well, I'll say it wasn't when he was trying to make the cut there. It was not fun watching back-to-back birdie chances miss by literally a centimeter, which was not fun. He should have at least been able to play and have his walk-up 18 on a major Sunday, major championship Sunday. But we move. It is Game 5 of the NBA Finals back in Boston after a unbelievable rout in Game 4 to save it in Dallas and force it to a Game 5 in Boston. I guess the smart bet there was the Mavs because my outlook on it was the Celtics don't want to win it in Dallas. They want to win it back at home. If they lose this game, they lose it. If they get killed, they get killed. Who cares? We're still up 3-1, and we get a chance to go win this whole thing at home. It made sense, but I still was on the Celtics.
I mean, this is just when I'm looking at a series as 3-0, like, to me, you either bet the team that's down or you just don't fucking touch it. Unless the line, like in this series when the lines are a little bit juiced up. But I'm pretty sure that game that was just at home, the Mavs were favored. So it wasn't really that terrible of a bet. But I wanted, like, I'm sorry, Trent. I do think he's gonna have to sweat though. This final series, the series bet he's done. I think we talk about the NHL, it's probably over. But I do think in one of these series he's gonna have to sweat. I think it's gonna be the Mavs, bro. And just to all the people watching, I think if you're gonna ride something, we were gonna build our parlay. I was debating putting Mavs money line in it. We have another debate about the spread, but I really think the Mavs. I'm thinking 7, bro. Bro.
You got plus 1,400.
Game
right
3,
now
they should have won Game 3. Game 4, blowout, cool. Game 5, I just, like, the Celtics have looked insane at home. I just think, like, human nature took over last game, right? To where, like, they were just, like, they won by 40. Like, it's not going to be a 40-point win. Like, I'm taking nothing from the last game. I'm looking at Game 3 specifically. I think if they can come with that same game plan at home, I think they can steal this one. When we go back to Dallas, I'm saying Trent's is going to have to sweat. And you can get plus 1,400 right now in a match win the series. Like, realistically, the Celtics do just win and close this shit tonight, like, whatever. But, like, just for my copium, like, I want fucking Trent to sweat for my entertainment purposes. I need to see 6 or 7 games. Why not? Why the fuck not?
So let's get it. It's parlay time here on the All Day Everyday Show. We don't have a guest to do this today, but it's just going to be the two of us. We got a 4-leg lay for Game 5 of the NBA Finals in Boston. And we're going to go back with this guy that we've been riding for every single game, and that's Kyrie Irving.
He's woken up.
Over 23.5 points. Coming off, what did he finish with there? 21 points in the game where...
It wasn't a bad game, though. It was just blowout. He looked fine.
He was going to get that line.
He looked fine.
He just sat for ever.
He looked fine.
So that was fine.
Coming off the 35
there
piece.
was no need to play him.
35 piece, another good game for Kyrie.
Yep.
Come on, baby.
23.5 makes sense.
Don't do us like that.
Let's take us to our second leg here.
Derek White, I liked it. I mean, he's taking like 8 threes a game.
Over
back
3.5.
Over 3.5. Back at home. I do think it's going to be like an X Factor type of game. Something's not like at home in TD. You thinking Jaylen Brown, maybe JT because of the Finals MVP. I really do think it's an X Factor game. Drew Holiday or fucking Derek White. And one thing that made me feel really good about it, you said that fucking Prop Holiday had him for first quarter 3-point leader. So fuck it. Derek White burns this. We'll have someone to really roast in the next show.
I think there's going to be some...
I could really dig into Derek White if we have to.
I think there's going to be a lot of open looks for him tonight.
Nah, 1,000%. But this is someone I'd love to fucking tear.
Over 3.5. So it's plus money by itself. And then to our next guy, staying with the threes, PJ Washington over 1.5 threes, sprinkling a little bit of Celtics and Mavs guys into this lay. So.
Yeah, facts. We couldn't do full Mavs. But no, PJ Washington hit this last game and he was in foul trouble. I think he only played like... I get dead ass. I think he only played like 10 minutes. Hit this in the game before. Pulled like 4 or 5 threes a game. Another thing where it's like it's one of those games I think we're gonna need some X factors coming alive. PJ Washington started the series slow. Last 2 games looked a little better. Give us 2 threes.
Give us 2 threes. And then finally to cap off this lay, Derek Lively just for 8 rebounds. Scrolling down here on FanDuel, his line's 8.5. Buying it down for that half to 8 rebounds. That makes this 4-leg lay plus 849. You can also use the boost as well, the 30% profit boost.
We boost that up to plus 1,000.
And we're up there.
Can we talk about this guy for a second too? Because he was on my target list to start the series.
Yes, he was.
He goes 5 rebounds, 5 rebounds. Last 2 games, he's had 13 and 12. Books to start the series, the line was like 6.5. I remember it was like 6.5. Now it's 8.5. What is wrong with this, bro? Because it happened with the home run parlay. We put the home run parlay in, nothing. Next game, Bryce goes dingbot, and I'm pretty sure John Carlo went. And I'm pretty sure it just happened to us again, where I told him Gunnar Henderson doesn't go yard. Next game, Gunnar Henderson goes. Like, what the fuck? So we're back on you, D-Live. We're back on you, Kyrie. One time, bro.
One time.
Give us a cash.
Seriously,
man.
one time.
Just one time.
Bro. And we are going to boost that with that 30% profit boost. That's our parlay. You boost it with the 30% profit boost, you get over 1,000. If you don't, you got 849 for Game 5 of the NBA Finals in Boston. We're going to close this with our personal my personal most hated segment, because that means if we have to talk and do this segment, that means we lost. And that is who burnt us, the players or the teams who burnt us this week, this weekend, so on and so forth. And that was the New York Yankees in Boston against a team that is beatable. They played well against the Phillies, though. And you get Sunday Night Baseball, you get national TV games. Saturday, you get the Fox game, another national TV game. You get the MLB Network game on Friday, another national TV game.
Long awaited matchup for Red Sox Yankees, by the way, since they changed the scheduling of that rivalry, cut the games down.
And
it's a good spot for the Yankees.
Great spot for the Yankees, and they dropped their 4th series of the season, 2 of those series being against the AL East teams with the Orioles and now the Red Sox. They have the Orioles coming up. But Sunday Night Baseball, Aaron Judge, first inning, able to take one out of the yard over the monster. That was pretty nice. And then, well, we didn't really see a lot out of Marcus Stroman. Again, not really. He's the strikeouts for him have really declined in these past 2, you can argue 3 starts. And Red Sox just took advantage. Alex Cora was smart on his calls. Jose Trevino could not get the ball out of his hand when he was trying to transfer to make the throw to second. And back-to-back innings, stealing on him again. And it was the aggressive base running, the aggressive calls that put the Red Sox in scoring position, and they just capitalized. A 9-3 come-from-behind win. And money line, again, Yankees were heavy favorites. I took the 1.5. I took the first 5. What I should have done is just taking the over. I should have just taken the over. I think it was 8.5 or 9.5. Obviously, Red Sox did most of that work there. But that's a good series for them, with the Orioles winning 2 against the Phillies at home this weekend. That puts them just a game back. And this team that won't go away, huge series coming up for the Yankees. Back at home, probably going to ride them again just because I'm biased. But that was just a tough beat after, same night you see in a 30-minute span, you get to see Bryson cap it off. And then I also had a top 10 bet with Xander and Rory at plus 362. So I had those 2 cashes there going into this game. Really thought it was going to be the Yankees after losing on Saturday in an ugly game. And obviously, again, just money line did not work. I saw some Red Sox tickets getting tweeted. I got some messages of some Red Sox tickets. I don't know why anyone was on the Red Sox. Trent was on the Red Sox, and it even gave me the utmost more confidence ever that I was going to take the Yankees on the run line, on the money line, and the first 5, and just went south. So it was going to be, I was leading up to be just a fantastic Sunday, major championship Sunday, and then everything just kind of hit the fan. But now here we go, just like everyday gambling. It's a new day.
Yes, sir.
It's a new day. We'll see. Game 5. We'll briefly just mention that Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final is Tuesday, and after an 8-1, taking the Oilers.
Fuck it. They're going home too, though. They might go home before the Mavs.
I think.
Who goes home first?
Oilers.
Really? So you got the Mavs win tonight. That means the Mavs win tonight.
That's true. That does mean the Mavs win tonight.
They have to survive tonight.
I didn't really think about that.
Yeah.
Well, because I just think the Oilers being in Florida, I don't think Florida can lose there. Bob letting up 5 goals and 17 shots, an 8-1 win for the Oilers. That was unheard of. Did not think that was going to happen out of him.
Another human nature win.
8-1. That's a huge confidence boost. I think there's going to be a lot of money on the Oilers in Florida. And I think this is a great bounce back spot. You can win it at home, just like the Celtics.
Are you taking Florida?
I think I'm probably going to lean Florida on this one just because they're home. And again, I do have the series future is still alive. Connor McDavid for over 1.5 shots recorded on goal every single game of the Stanley Cup Final. And we are through 4 games, so we will see if Game 5 is any different. But I was just hoping that there was no back-to-back sweeps in both of these, because then that means we only saw 8 games combined from these series, and now we got to go to the lull period.
This shit still sucks, but yeah.
Yeah.
We need this to get extended.
If we can get extended,
we need some extensions.
Because I feel like we lost a lot of eyes on these series because it was looking like they were going to be 2 routes. So if you force Game 6s in both of these, I think you bring a lot of people that had left back into both of these series. So we'll see going into Game 5. Boston hosting tonight, and the Florida Panthers hosting tomorrow after an 8-1 defeat in Game 4. That's our program. That's our show. We'll see you very, very soon. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. New golf content. Videos kind of popping, so hey, that's good things. We'll see you from the course on Wednesday. You've been listening and watching to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. Hey, swings look good. Fireball felt good down the hatch. Golf game's back. We'll see you soon.